Welcome to A Reason to Talk with Chris Reason. On this episode of the podcast, we are discussing Vince McMahon and the current state of WWE. Before we get into today's episode, I'm going to tell you about my upcoming dates where you guys can come meet me in person and whatnot and buy some goodies and a whole bunch of other shit. So let's get into that right away. It will be at multiple Comic Cons coming up and small shows as well. August 14th, this Sunday, I'll be in Madison, Wisconsin for MightyCon at the Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center. Get your tickets today at mightyconshows.com. That's mightyconshows.com. August 28th, I'll be in West Bend, Wisconsin for the West Bend Collectors Convention, formerly known as CowabungaCon, at the Columbian on Lighthouse Lane. Tickets are $1 and at the door. September 4th, I'll be in Cedarburg, Wisconsin for Cedarburg Maxwell Street Days. Entry is free. It's a giant flea market. September 24th, I'll be in Milwaukee at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds for State Fairgrounds for MightyCon as well. Tickets for that one are also available at mightyconshows.com. Lastly, October 2nd, I'll be in Cedarburg, Wisconsin again for Cedarburg Maxwell Street Days. Entry is free. Vince McMahon shockingly retired from WWE amid rising allegations of sexual misconduct. It's been all over the news and any TMZ and other gossip crap. McMahon is in the middle of a WWE investigation regarding alleged hush money settlements. World Wrestling Entertainment on Tuesday disclosed additional unrecorded expenses now totaling $19.6 million related to former Chief Executive Officer Vince McMahon. The two additional payments totaling to $5 million were made in 2007 and 2009 and are unrelated to an investigation of his alleged misconduct by WWE's board. The company said in filing. The investigation remains ongoing, the Wrestling Entertainment Company said. The company has evaluated the unrecorded expenses and has determined that such amounts should have been recorded as expenses in each of the periods in which they became probable and estimable. WWE said in the filing. It said all payments classified as unrecorded expenses were or will be paid by McMahon personally. So he's pretty much making statements what they should be on record, but not to, because they don't go into detail. Last month, the company said it would revise its financial statements for the years ended 2019, 2020, and 2021, as well as the first quarter of 2022, after finding unrecorded expenses of $14.6 million made from 2006. McMahon, 76, said in July he would retire as the company's CEO and chairman about a month after stepping back from those roles due to the investigation into alleged misconduct. WWE noted in an SEC filing today, it determined that certain payments McMahon made from 2006 from 2002, including amounts paid and payable in the future, totaling the $14.6 million, were not appropriately recorded as expenses in the company's consolidated financial statements. Since then, it has also found two additional payments totaling $5 million unrelated to allegations. So I got to put that in there twice. My bad. It is said its special committee investigation is ongoing. The company said it expects to conclude that its disclosure controls and procedures and internal control over financial reporting were not effective as a result of one or more material weaknesses. The payouts are a financial issue because while the amounts were spread over time, weren't material in any individual period. The total is when reported and aggregated as WWE is planning to do for the June quarter. It said it's not sure when it will file those numbers as it revises earnings and outlook. The company said it's also received and may receive in the future regulatory investigative and enforcement inquiries, subpoenas, or demands arising from, related to, or in connection with these matters. The state, now, I'm going to just tell you right now, with all this being said and found out with the the amount of money paid over time, is this all the budget cuts that WWE has had over the years of releasing wrestlers, especially with the big budget cuts during the pandemic? It made sense, but then during all those where you're bringing back wrestlers and then you're like, "What? Goodbye." They did that with Malachi Black, formerly known as Aleister Black in WWE, I believe, and you could see it's just hilarious. Like they literally brought him back for nothing to just release him. And now the state of WWE, now that Vince isn't there, in my opinion, is better. Within a matter of a week, Triple H, as head of creative, has already brought back a lot of the wrestlers that we wanted to see succeed but never did because McMahon decided to fire them in all of their budget cuts. Triple H, now being a head of creative, made a lot happen so far, and it's only been maybe a week and a half now. I don't know for sure, but when WWE switched back to TV14, that's how you knew Triple H was definitely in charge. We're going to see a lot here. Triple H definitely has a mind of what the fans want, and you can see it. Things are changing for the better. I'm waiting to see who else comes back within the next couple of weeks. The storylines are going to be a lot better, especially now that they have more movement and creativity in what they can do and say since they are not PG anymore. I was sick and tired of all the damn storylines about being the same damn thing. Respect in some matter of fact. Like, literally, it was about you don't respect me anymore, and they couldn't come up with anything else. What you should do is fire all the damn writers and start anew. Get the mindset out of their head, unless they did that with a lot of people too, with the budget cuts and released them. But who knows? I'm glad Dakota Kai came back, teaming with Io and having Bayley as a manager type person. Seems like a good fit. I feel like there is a lot of potential there. Now, with it being TV14 instead of PG, and you got the more storylines, will this be more competition for AEW, or would it be put in a different light now that AEW and both WWE are both TV14? It most definitely will. Are they going to be going to the lengths that AEW has with their matches and hardcore deathmatch styling and just not caring in that sense? I don't think so. They'll go to that. I don't think they'll go to the same lengths, but what we will see, who knows? Because it is a different era, I guess you could say, of WWE with Triple H being the head of creative, and you never know what WWE will do. They've had some weird ass matches in the past. They could probably do a lot more weird ass matches now that it's TV14 and everybody wants to try something fucking stupid or weird to see how it goes. You got AEW trying to do deathmatch styling with the exploding barbed wire, which clearly didn't work, or anything like hardcore style like that. And the glass with Nick Cage, they should have fucking had Nick Cage do a lot more stuff. Hell, I wanted to see Nick Cage versus probably I'm trying to think of what the fuck his name is, Luther. That'd be interesting. But you never know what could happen. Now that there is someone with a sense of what people want to see in their professional wrestling. It is a good time to be a fan or to become one. I definitely can't wait to see what happens next. This was a shorter podcast. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Reason to Talk with Chris Reason. Make sure you hit that follow button so you can stay up to date for when new episodes air. Check us out on YouTube at Chris Reason Network for more content. Video games, tournaments, sketches, vlogs, all that different stuff. Hit us up on all the social media, Twitter at The Chris Reason, Facebook at Chris Reason Network, and lots of other stuff. Comment, tweet, or whatever, and let me know what you guys want to talk about, and see you on the channel. Peace and bacon grease.